Custom Coasters International absolutely knocked it out of the park in 2000 with Boulder Dash, a massive terrain coaster at Lake Compounce in Bristol, Connecticut. Though the real height of the coaster is not known, it has a massive drop of 115 feet, a 2-minute and 30-second ride experience, and a 4,725-foot-long, airtime-filled layout. Though the ride may be rough, it still holds up as one of my favorite coasters ever, and after re-riding it this past week, it does in fact rank as my number 3. Typically, the first category that I use in my reviews is height, but with Boulder Dash, the height is truly unknown, so I'll be talking about the drop instead. Lake Compounce and RCDB both claim that the drop is 115 feet, and this is probably true, but it feels like so much more. Sitting closer to the front of the train, you get to feel the insane speed and the gradual descent down the curved drop. Sitting in the back of the train will result in a massive dose in whip and lateral forces. The bottom of the drop does have a lot of jackhammering, and this is probably the roughest part of the ride, but that's part of the fun. Boulder Dash's drop deserves a solid 8 out of 10 for a fast, fun, and whippy drop. I do think it lacks some airtime, though. One of Boulder Dash's biggest strengths is speed. The ride goes an incredible 60 miles per hour. You can see rocks and trees flying past you just feet away, and you feel like you're flying. Add that to the very unrestricting PTC lap bar, and you feel like you're going a lot faster than 60 miles per hour. The setting of the ride makes you feel like you're going a lot faster than you really are, which is something that the ride does really well, and I think it deserves a perfect 10 out of 10 for executing the setting and theme to the ride's advantage. Our next category is theming. Boulder Dash is not a very themed ride. It would be cool if there was a little more, though. I guess the theming isn't supposed to be very heavy, but it's not anything more than it needs to be. I would still appreciate more details in the queue and maybe the station. I think it deserves a 6 out of 10 for a decent light theme that isn't too much, but definitely enough to please. Ride intensity is our next category. Boulder Dash is a very intense ride, not only in positive forces, but also negative and lateral. I'm a much bigger fan of ejector airtime than floater, but Boulder Dash's floater airtime is out of this world. There are many moments when you feel like you're floating for seconds at a time. Boulder Dash also has a lot of laterals. The drop, the turnaround, and all of the other turns placed throughout the ride absolutely jam you into the side of the PTC trains. Every valley delivers a healthy dose of positive forces. I give Boulder Dash a 10 out of 10 for having lots of strong forces in many different ways, and some amazing sustained floater airtime. Our last section is about the trains and restraints. Boulder Dash has the very common PTC trains that are found on all kinds of wooden roller coasters all around the world. Personally, I like these trains a lot. They're very comfortable, they have a loose lap bar that allows for a lot of airtime, and they have a very simple and basic design. Though they are not very original, I'm still going to give Boulder Dash a 9 out of 10 on its trains because not only are they a classic, but they're also really good. After adding up and averaging out all of our scores, Boulder Dash gets a very good 9 out of 10. Put together an awesome drop, some insane speed, an intense ride experience, and some good old PTC trains, and you have a very good wooden coaster. I think it's a perfect fit for Lake Compounce. It's the kind of thrilling coaster that a small park like that needs, and I would totally recommend going to Lake Compounce just to ride this thing. Anyways, this is CT Coasters, signing off.